This is the Desert Sorceress. And if you remember from Dark Souls 2, she was a pyromancer type. It's going to revolve around dancing. So the set gives me a boost to dancing, 10% from wearing everything. Deadly Dance applies, Flame Dance applies. Assassin's Gambit is going to be part of the stealth that I incorporated into the build. Going to use the Dragon Communion Seal for all our pyromancies and other incantations. Obviously something to parry with, and this, you don't even have to level this because we're not doing spell damage. But yeah, this is so we can cast Unseen Form, again adding to the stealth. Different weapons that we're going to use throughout. We can use the Reduvia, although we don't have to. We've got the Milady with Wing Stance, depending on the situation. We're also going to get a boost out of Sword Dance. Enemies that are resistant to fire and bleed, we can swap out to something that does a little bit of holy damage. You know, we got the Pure Dex element to this. Waterfowl Dance gets a boost from the whole set, and we all know that's pretty overpowered. Bloodblade Dance gets a boost from everything that we're using. I put this in there just to have something different. Damage-wise, it really doesn't do a whole... It's not bad, but it doesn't do a ton. Again, just to get a little bit of different damage. This is mostly dex damage. It's actually pretty good for PvE. Again, this is really good for PvE, just a different whip. You know, maybe we're doing bad fire damage, so I'll swap to something that gives us a little bit of poison buildup. If we need to, you know, swap to these claws. I added these two bows in just because, and that's pretty much it. In order to have 70 in dex, that's where we kind of want to be. You only get 27 more damage added onto your AR or scaling if you go up to 80 dex. So in my opinion, it's not worth it. I wanted to stay there so our damage is consistent across the board. We got 36 faith, enough to use all the incantations that I want to use. The 16 intelligence is so we can use the Unseen Form, which will come in handy. You guys will see. I hope to showcase that, although I'll probably play terribly because I'm still learning the build, but it's solid, trust me. We're going to be expending a lot of stamina, so I wanted to make sure we got the two-headed turtle in there. If you were going for pure damage, you would just swap this out to Lord of Blood's Exaltation, wherever it is, right here. And you'll do just fine. You'll just have to manage your stamina. 37 endurance is what I went for stat-wise. That's going to allow us to light roll with all this stuff on, which is going to be huge to our survivability and getting out of dodge. But also, these attacks take a lot of stamina. So I wanted to make sure that we weren't depleted after performing a weapon art or even a series of attacks, and we could still, you know, get out of dodge, have some roll ability. For the mixed physic, Stone Barb Cracked here temporarily makes stance breaking easier. That's going to be huge. We're going to be doing multiple hits. Again, for the multiple hits, to further boost that damage, you know, we've got the two big ones here. The Rotten Wing Sword Insignia and Millicent's Prosthesis. Those are going to boost your damage exponentially. And then you add in the Thorny Cracked, and you're going to be doing massive amounts of damage. If you happen to be pulling off a weapon art, you know, multiplicatively throw another 20% on there with Shard of Alexander. Or is it 15%? I'm not sure. I want to say it's 20 though. So yeah, we're doing good there. For survivability, you know, get a little uplifting aromatic action going on in there. Let's see. We can, for the sake of charming things, and I'm only throwing these on because of where we're at. Don't need the sleep. And without talking any further into it, I'll just get right into it and start playing. We're using this to make the most out of our dexterity and add to the pyro effect. Sleep pots are huge in the DLC, like so huge. So I'm just going to go do my thing, and hopefully it turns out right. Whenever I stream, I play terribly, so I guess bear with me in that regard. I guess one other thing to add, and this has been my thing throughout all levels of gameplay, is once you can get Rykard's Great Rune, go ahead, slap that on, no matter what level you are. It's only going to help you survive when you kill things or anything dies in your world where you're at. You're going to heal from it. So that's going to help us stay alive. We're kind of squishy. We're only going to survive like maybe 1 or 2 attacks total. So the goal is to not get hit. So usually off rip, this dude attacks us. And usually through here, we're getting destroyed by other enemies. Those guys usually shoot at you. Not the case here. Now, I'm likely going to die here because I'm going to be testing some things out, but we'll play through it and see how it goes. A lot of this stuff I've already gotten because I just played through it. I'm just going through and kind of showing the natural route that I would go, which would be to come here and get the jail key. I mean, overall, so far, like, this feels really good. And I mean, I played through a lot of the base game, but that stuff, you can't really test it there because everything's so easy. Here, it's a whole lot different. Anything can happen. This one thing I want to do is find a weapon in this build or that I can put into this build that's going to allow us to do some stagger damage. Nothing really makes sense thematically. I'll figure something out. I mean, we made it through. I died a few times due to player error. Not so much a skill thing. Well, I guess it is. I'm just trying to figure this build out, but like you see, it destroys everything. Kills pretty well. You can be faster than the enemies and make the build work for you, like those horned warrior dudes. It's not terrible. So with that, I'm gonna jump off. I just wanted to show the build. It's pretty cool. I like it. Hopefully you try some kind of variation out. And I'll see you some other time with a different build.